Oh, it wouldn't be a weekly Liverpool chat without mentioning Salah briefly. We'll do it quite quickly this week, but obviously comments after the City game again. Did it with a sort of cheeky smile on his face. I don't begrudge him it at all. I said I'd rather him do it after, firing us to victory over City. He did that with another one. The record he broke or equalled, with Wayne Rooney scoring or assisting in 36 Premier League games just underlines his incredible legacy. Again, one of the greatest the Premier League has ever seen. Slot addressed it in his press conference this morning, didn't he, about maybe it means City are getting relegated, which I thought was good form from Slot. But the comments after the City game suggest, and I know we're looking into everything, but sort of suggest that the ones after the Southampton game haven't necessarily jolted the club straight into action. Nothing's really changed, but I suppose the way Liverpool work, that's not particularly a surprise, is it?
No, and I guess it's kind of funny the City game is just another reminder of how good he is, because Liverpool absolutely batter City in that game, but who sets up the goal with a world-class assist, who scores the penalties? Obviously, it's Salah. He's the main man for them, even in a game where they're so on top and they had chances that other players could have put in. He's the one with the key moments, and just another reminder to Liverpool of just how important he is, and that they really need to do something, because they can't afford to lose him for next season. He has to be there. He will be their main source of goals and assists yet again next season, and they have to get it sorted. It's good that he's kind of putting pressure on them, because he shows he's desperate to stay, and that every single interview he does, he's making that quite clear to Liverpool. You want to ask the question, what are they hanging about for? But I guess there's kind of more to it than that, and we are always only getting Salah's side, never the club's side, in terms of, does he want a massive pay hike? Is that something Liverpool are worried about stretching to? How long do they want to give? We'll kind of have to see how that one plays out. But it's just another reminder of his importance, both in his interview and what he did on the pitch.
Do you think, if it doesn't happen, I know these are ifs and buts, but if it doesn't happen, do you think Liverpool, the club, need to break ranks a little bit and explain why it hasn't happened? I know they maybe wouldn't want to throw Salah under the bus like that or say what he's asking for. Don't necessarily have to give out financial details, but it feels like the fans would demand a reason why he hasn't stayed on. It's probably the same with Van Dijk and Trent if it happens with those two as well, but it feels more so with Salah because he's making it so clear that he wants to stay.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to see in this situation kind of Liverpool briefing against Salah or suggesting, you don't want those details out there. Well, he wants this and this is why it's difficult. Liverpool can keep the cards close to the chest, and I would rather see them operate in that way. And totally understandable that Salah does the opposite, by the way, because he's the one pushing for the contract. But if it did come to a situation with any of the three leaving, you would like to hear from Richard Hughes an explanation of why that happened. As you say, maybe can't go into the concrete details of that, but just kind of to give an idea. And I think the sporting director, he fronted up once, didn't he, when he came, when Arne Slot was appointed, and he was a surprise kind of addition to that press conference. And I don't expect to hear from him regularly, but in big decisions and big moments like this, if it did come to it, I think we should expect to hear from him, and he should appear to explain, what happened there, what the thinking is, what the strategy is to kind of cope if you were to lose someone of the importance of Salah. I think those things need to be kind of spelled out, because otherwise you just leave that vacuum there that's going to be filled with kind of negativity and conspiracy theories and any idea that people can come up with in their head. That space gets filled. So I would like to see him come out and kind of address that if it did come to that. But I still think that Liverpool, they themselves will know they can't afford to lose him. He's just too important. So, there's still time left and still hope, I think.
Yeah, let's hope it gets done, because it's the only sort of hint of a cloud hanging over the club at the moment, isn't it? If they get those three contracts sorted, go and win the Premier League, go and win the Champions League, happy days for everyone.